There's multiple buttons. Oh, wait, what time is it?
It's time.
Is it time?
No, we're 2 minutes early.
Oh, we're 2 minutes early. Let's see. Okay, everybody, we are getting set up momentarily. We are trying to figure out. Oh my gosh, look, we are live. You see? Oh, all right, awesome.
Let me turn this light off.
Okay, so I'm gonna take you off, and then we'll bring you back into the stream in a second. Okay. Oh wait. Oh yeah, there you go. Okay. Hi everybody, this is Jody. Oh my gosh, this works. There's Angela Britt. She's coming on. Hi Angela. Oh wait, let's start over. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, that's fine. Go for it.
Yeah, for sure. Hi Kimberly Holiday. Kimberly Holiday.
Hey Kim, I saw your video. Did you mean to send that video to me, by the way, out of curiosity? Anyway, good evening. My name's Kerry Josephson.
And my name is Jody Asana, and together we are
The Property
The
Joes.
Property Joes. We're super excited. We have made a commitment to have a virtual happy hour, champagne toast, or other spirits or beer. No, just spirits or
beer.
Champagne. Because we want to put a little bit of regularity into this crazy world that we are in. We are not going to talk about anything other than hanging out and having a good time. So and this is just our way to really connect with our friends and our family and our clients and just do something super, super fun. So
yeah.
What are we drinking tonight?
We are drinking, and I feel like everybody says they like this, and I don't know that I like it 100%. I'm going to try it, and we'll see. But Moet Chandon, I mean, it's like one of the ones people always turn to for champagne, that is. So that's what we're drinking tonight. I hate these chairs.
Pull it out. Let's see what it looks like. Yeah.
Do what now?
Pull out the bottle so that they can see.
So this was a gift for my birthday.
Yay, gift
Shala
birthday.
and Ed. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Shala and Ed, Dr. Ed and Shala. Hello, John. Hello, Belinda. Oh my gosh, Belinda's there. Marco Renda from Australia.
Where in Australia is he from? Melbourne, I bet.
Melbourne.
Is that right, Mark? Melbourne?
Mark, are you from Melbourne?
Melbourne. I think that's how they say it.
Melbourne. Somebody's burn. Yay.
I don't like to eat that hot sauce because it makes me burn.
So, Peter, this piece of art behind us is, Marco says, yes, Melbourne. Behind us, oh no, that's actually Angela. She's asking. Hey, Angela. So this art piece is by Homer Allen, who does an incredible amount on some sort of special plastic paper, and then this has been here for 6 years, 7 years.
And look, it's awesome. It's still in great shape.
Yeah, it's great shape.
So the way Homer Allen described it to me is he takes when those billboards that, when they take down a billboard and you don't want to like just throw away whatever the print is. So let's say it's Calvin Klein or whatever. So he paints on top of it, and it makes it so it can be outdoors.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
No.
So
it's a totally special
a lot of his
process.
art is really considered for outdoor use as opposed to indoors.
So if you are out and about in Houston when we can go out and about, he has several pieces. One is off of Montrose and Westheimer on the side of a building.
It's the women's. It's not a shelter, but it's something for the
women's
ladies,
center, I think, like that, and it's on, it's like a story tall, but up in the upper corner. And there's our neighbor's dogs. Yay!
We need you to bring out the what's it called? The leaf blower, and we'll be fine.
Don't say that. We'll have the leaf blower out here.
So I'm going to take a quick picture. Hold on. So introduce our guest.
Okay. So our guest today, his name is Peter Nguyen. And how I know Peter is he is in our business networking group. And a couple things you don't know about Peter is he used to be a missionary in Europe somewhere. He speaks 4, 5, 6 languages, and for his spare time, he likes to draw. Now, we're going to bring him online in a second, but when he says he draws and when I draw, it is two completely different things, because he says, oh, it's just a bunch of lines you put together. I'm like, no, this is not exactly, no, this is not. Anyways,
It's awesome.
so
yeah.
it's super beautiful. You should go to his, Peter, go ahead and put your Instagram handle and your,
CB.
Your profile and your Facebook profile in the comments so everybody can see. And I'm going to bring him on right now. There he is, Peter Wynn. How are you?
Hey, how's it going, everyone? Hey, Carrie. Hi, Joe. Thanks for having me on. I was going to put the Instagram handle right now, but yeah, go ahead and I'm listening here.
So what Peter does for a living, and we won't talk more about it after this. No, he's not like a musician because of his long hair. He's actually, he helps seniors really make their wisest choice with Medicare. So that's what he does for a living. And he spends a lot of time with the, what do you call them? Not seniors, not the older, the elder, the wizened. The
wizened, the wise ones, I guess.
The wise ones. The wise ones. The wizened.
Yeah, the ones who bestow knowledge upon us.
The one that bestows knowledge upon all of us. So let me make this really wide there so everybody can see a better picture. So Instagram's looking.
There you go. I posted it.
So very good. Well, tell us about your, like, I wanted to bring you on because we wanted to talk about how we as adults can kind of relax because it's super stressful. And one of the things you can do is color in coloring books or draw. Tell us about your process. Tell us what you've done. Tell us why, how'd you get into it, all that stuff.
Yeah. So I actually, throughout the course of our missionary years, they teach us how to identify your memory. So some people have like musical memory, so they can listen to a song real quick. Like my girlfriend can listen to it real quick and she memorized the entire lyrics. I can't do that. Some people have photographic memory. I envy those people. So they look at a sheet of paper and all of that is just like in their heads. They can close their eyes and identify everything that's on the page. I wish I have that. I don't have that. Some people are good with logic and whatnot. So I discovered that my memory is an illustrative memory. So that means if I draw something, for whatever reason, that hand motion and the visual, I can memorize it very well. So I discovered that throughout the years, and I've used that to my advantage. And so I was actually brought this. This is from my graduate school. This is a huge binder that has all my courses summarized in a single sheet of paper. So this is kind of like the dawn of how everything starts. I'm going to take you off my little stand here, put you on my tripod so you can actually see my art here. I'm going to flip the camera. Ooh, can I flip the camera here? Ooh. Oh, here we go. Alrighty, so here's my little studio here. So so I just wanted to show you this. So these are all the courses that I had to take. I know the glare on the lights it's all in Italian, so you might not understand all that. But these are the things I had to understand. And for me to memorize all that, this is my notes. Okay, let me flip this real quick here.
Wow. Wait, now what course was that in Italian?
This one here is on virtue. So let me get the light out of the way here.
Like you were doing philosophy, right?
Yeah, philosophy and divinity. Yeah, so I had my master's in that. So everything in blue is what I memorize, and everything in red helps me remember what that is.
Wait, so go closer.
So let's see where it would start. This is not a good example. This was a trial. Let me show you this one here. This is a course on human virtue. Let me show you this one. So this one is a history one. This one's crazy. So like everything is all encrypted and coded and whatnot. So they've got like the globe and everything, and all this here is, use history with salvation, and there's facts and there's certain proselytes and everything. So yeah, this is on eschatology, basically the study of things that come after. So yeah, that was all in Greek and everything. So yeah, this is my.
When you do this and you spend the time doing this, do you know, like, can you recite everything that is meaningful on that page? Look at that.
No, I need a refresher. That's why I have the red things to kind of cue me in. But it's easy for me to memorize a monk looking dude with shades on, with things coming out of his hands and all that. So these are all.
Who is that?
Pardon?
Who is that?
That one would be St. Paul. So I have this to remember. So all my St. Paul guys are all bald because he's old and he has a receding hairline, apparently from all the artwork. So I was like, well, I'll just take everything off and have him, he's the cool one. So that's why I had the shades on. So that identifies that. So this one's on, I think on marriage or something like that. So this one here is on grace. So grace is very abstract because you can't really. So I was like, well, what's
like
tinkly, sparkly?
Like fairy.
Yeah, it's Tinkerbell. So I took that Tinkerbell, and then the definition in Latin was all along the edges of the wing. So you had the entire course, you had to figure out what was the definition of that. So there had you come up with that. There's characteristics come with it, and then there's the tug between nature and grace, and kind of like divinity and all that. So, and here's are all the chapters of the Council of Trent that I had to memorize. If they're all the same, I made each petal, and there's 13 petals of it to figure out, or 16 petals. And all that. So anyways, all of that came about so that I can memorize how to, I'd use this to my advantage. Again, I just memorize there's a pot, there's a seed, there's flowers, there's Peter Pan and Tinkerbell, and there's certain attraction on. This is on human sexuality, I believe. That was one of the courses we had to study on the ethics of that. So that was kind of cool one. I used this to teach Spaniard students as well when I was over in Europe. So I use this.
So Italian and Spanish. What else do you speak?
Italian, Spanish, and then Vietnamese.
Oh, Vietnamese.
And then English. That's it.
All right. So
anyways,
too many languages.
Yeah. So that became the dawn of what I after during my free time. This is what I do. So I sometimes take notes and I conglomerate a bunch of stuff, but more than anything, I would take something I like to see, like, I don't know, this is a nice composition. So I tore something from the New York Times. This is some conductor. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. It's very expressive, sure. And then I took, this was a trumpeter. So I like, well, cool, nice. He's got a trumpet with a muffler and all that. Then I took all these ballets. So my favorite things to draw are ballerinas. I think it's the most expressive form of the human body. In my opinion, I think they're the most artistic, So I put that all together, and this is what you got. So if you got the conductor, I use it the same
closer. Wow.
Position and all that. So you got the conductor as a model that I use, and I kind of took the liberty to explore on the hair there. I got my trumpet dude, and he appears over here somewhere. There he is, right? I don't know how they held it. And here's my ballerina, and that's the ballerina up here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so this was, and everything in my art, instead of just having something reflecting nature or whatever, trying to mimic something, I try to have a message of that. So it was kind of like this, trying to wield the power of music. So that was kind of cool.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, it's a contrast of like things like that. So
yeah, my drawing, Carrie, does your drawing look like that? My stick figures don't even look like that.
Literally, all it is a bunch of lines. It's a bunch of organized lines. More here, less there. And of course, you play your contrast. So you've got the ballerina.
So show me what you've been working recently, like the past day or two.
Past day or two. So there's a. Let me see. Let me show you that one there. Give me 1 second here. It's in this booklet here.
That shirt you're gonna buy.
So this one's the weekly chill. I met this person over Instagram, and she lived in Colorado and then moved over to my home state in Georgia. So she and I met on Instagram, and we liked each other's art. And so what we do is we challenge each other every single week to say, well, let's have a verb and a noun. And is it in this one? I don't even think it's in this one. Yeah, it's in this one here. Give me 1 second here. All right, I'm gonna find it real quick here because that one I didn't want to show because it was not complete. So, all right. So the verb was she chose the noun, which is elephant. This is the one I was working on, and it was not finished. And then the verb I chose was hunt. So you've got the elephant with that's trying to get the so actually the elephant's hunting.
Huh.
That's what that is. Yeah. So didn't
That's
complete it, but
So when you obviously you've got some natural talent, right? I mean, and you refine that because you're doing
Practice
a lot,
it, yeah.
right? But when you started with just natural talent, I mean, what did it look like then?
Yeah, like your very first one.
my very first one before I was introduced. So let's go back to the book here. The very first one I did was with Sharpies. That's not really a good one. The very first one I used it to. This is the very first one that's in this notebook. So it was a course I had to give on willpower. So the kids will understand and retract this better. And here is more of an expound of all the notes in red. So it's very clunky. It's made out of Sharpie. So Sharpie has a big tip, whereas some of the artistic pens, they're more expensive and they're very thin. So this evolved from having a lot of content into something like this one here.
Huh.
So this one here is a whole story. So using the black and white, but there's a whole story that comes behind it. Sometimes it's just me venting. I don't want to like show everything there, but it's venting. And then add a bigger story over here. This is a cool one. That's Peter Pan with like Tinkerbell consoling Peter Pan.
Huh.
And it's tiny. I don't know, the focus is well. Like tiny little words. So I like to play with words and use the words to my advantage. And so it obviously it's bigger out here and it gets smaller and smaller as you go in.
That's interesting.
Wow.
Yeah.
So if you want to
There's like-
journal, you can journal like that. Draw a picture and
Yeah, you can just journal like that. So this
well, like
this is my favorite. So this one here, someone said, "Oh, your drawings are so impossible to mimic." But then I said, I want to exaggerate just the scribbleness. So literally, these are just normal little squiggly lines, but you use it to highlight a darkness. So you bring out the dark, and then so that's what this is in the back. It's a blow up of that, and that's sorry about the glare there, but the person who scanned it did a good job to preserve the quality of that. So
Well,
yeah.
awesome. Well, thank you
Yeah.
so much for taking some time to show how you doodle.
So you've
so
been in
much for
our,
having me here. So glad to share this with everyone that's online and all that. So
you've been in our house, and
I
you know
have.
a painting. You may not remember, but there's a painting above a fireplace. It's a self-portrait of a guy. It's kind of like anyway. He paints a lot of ballerinas too, and
Oh yeah,
I made the same comment. He likes the movement and all of that. So
for sure. So,
Well,
cool.
super good. Well, thank you so much for coming on.
what are you drinking?
Well, yeah, what are you drinking?
I was gonna drink something, but from past experience, I never keep any liquids near my heart. Seriously, it's just like you learn once.
Super smart. Well,
So
Cynthia,
anyways.
thanks for coming online. We appreciate
Okay, thank you guys. Good seeing you. Thanks for having me.
You
Yeah.
take care.
Awesome. That was super fun. Sydney Piper hasn't showed up yet.
I know. I was looking to see if she was on or not. I don't know if I can tell who's on. I don't know. Kim, are you still on? I don't know if it shows when they leave. It's just when they're on. But anyway, so this is a good drink. You want
It's
some more?
very good. Yes, I do. So, what happened with your guys' day? Anything really interesting or fun today?
I've got a ton of stories from today.
All right, give us one. One of your most memorable stories for today.
I walked in on a guy in the shower.
What?
So we were. I had to show property today. A couple moving into Houston. They've
Doctors.
got to be into a place by June 1st. So it's
critical.
Even though the whole COVID thing, we've got to get them a place. So anyway, so we looked at roughly 22 properties today.
22.
So that's a lot
Yikes.
if you think about it. Got them all scheduled. Got them scheduled late last night, and I walk in, and there's a truck in the driveway. I thought, I've got pretty good instincts, and so I kind of figured there was somebody in there, and so in the house, and I asked the clients, I said, why don't y'all step back and let me just check it out first. I turned the key, and when I turned the tumbler, it was echoing. So that usually means that there's no furniture in the house. So I thought, well, maybe I'm wrong. Open the door, and I see these boots at the end and like a hoodie laying across the kitchen island. And I thought, well, maybe we got something. And I heard water, and I make the corner, and this man's showering. So, and here's the scary thing. So I back out. I call to the agent to reschedule, and that man never knew we were in his house.
Oh my gosh.
Think about that.
That is
How many
awful.
times have you been in the shower and you didn't know if somebody was walking around your house?
Nope. Can't do it.
Could happen. Like last night, somebody while you were sleeping could have been walking through your house.
Hey, Tim Nolan, this is Joe and Carrie. Hey there. Nolan.
I know.
Rolling like Jim Nolan.
So,
Tim. Oh my gosh, my brain is off right now. What
Tim
else?
Nolan.
What else?
What else? I went in another house, and I feel like the people were there, and it was a mess. I mean, still can't believe we walked in, but my client just kind of was like, oh yeah, let's go in. And there were probably 8 or 9 people in the damn house. And I feel like I've got chiggers around my ankles now. So
You made it.
maybe I got fleas. is
Maybe
what
you
I'm
need
thinking.
to disinfect or something.
It's grossing me out when thinking about it. But when you were introducing
Peter.
it reminded me when I first went away to school. So grew up in East Texas, and and I was at school and college out in Utah. And go. And we were in some class or something, or maybe it was some social thing. But anyway, you had to enter all the guys. They wanted you to get to meet everybody, and so you had to find a girl and then introduce her, and then introduce yourself to the group. And so the girl I met, her name, I don't know what her name was, but she was an English major, and she liked to write. That was what she liked to do. We had to introduce what her name was, what her major was, and what her favorite pastime was. And so, as somebody from East Texas, I said, this is so-and-so. She's studying English, and she likes to write. And the whole group was like, she likes to what? And I was like, well, she likes to write. They were like, write? What is write? And I was like, write books, write letters, write. And I was so embarrassed. And at that time, I learned it was important. My parents had told me this forever. It was important to drop the accent. So
Enunciate.
yes. Well, It wasn't just enunciate; it was the accent.
Right.
And so, anyway, but
Too funny. Well, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I made one of my mom's famous chicken adobo, which is super easy. You throw it in a crock pot with some meat and vinegar, soy sauce, bay leaves, and peppercorns, some garlic, and just let it simmer all day. So we are about ready to eat that.
served over rice.
Served over rice. And we're going to have a salad on the side. So super excited about that.
Well, very good. Everybody, enjoy your evening, and see you tomorrow. Hey, who do you have? You got somebody tomorrow?
Yeah. So tomorrow, my little sister, from Seattle, she's in the hotspot. She's going to be talking about online language lessons. So it should be a fun time. She's the one that introduced us to this StreamYard, which hopefully is posting to both our pages, which it looks like it is.
Mr. Nolan wants the recipe for your chicken adobo.
Mr. Nolan, go on my Facebook page. It's
already there.
Second or third one. Yep, with pictures before. I'll post a picture after. So awesome. Well, thank you everybody for coming. 7 p.m. every night. Hope to see you.
How do you say good night in Filipino?
I don't know. You say good night.
Good night.
Good night.
See you later.
Ciao.
Bye. Wow, this is good.